What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 336 of Opinions May Vary. I'm your host, JR. My co-host with me, Alex.
Hello.
He is standing over me. He's towering over. It's like the old school days when you were sitting on a doctor's chair, and every now and then you had to stand up because your chair didn't have a back on it.
Oh, that's true.
Back in the day.
Forgot about that.
Yep, way back.
Yeah.
We talking first like 30 episodes. We have a fun little episode for you today. If you'll recall, back in June, it was technically in June, it was pretty much July, episode 328, we talked about CGC predictions. Because you sent in a bunch of new books because you got a nice new CGC membership.
Decided it was time for membership.
Yep.
Looked at the options, chose like the middle one, whatever that was. Cost $149.
A year?
Yes.
Right.
I only plan on getting it for the 1 year.
Right. But you get credit toward books.
I got $150 credit, and I chose the books that I wanted to send in. At first, I didn't realize what they had for an online form to fill out and send in. So I printed out one. I was going to write it all in and mail it in with the stuff.
Right.
But that comes with like 7 copies that you got to make sure the system edits it. And if it doesn't, then you have to fill each one in individually. And that's a pain. And I decided I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, I remember that back in I imagine it's changed a little bit, but there's like, this copy is for billing, and this copy is for shipping.
And this one's for grading. Yeah, exactly. There's like 7 copies.
Yep.
To send out.
Some of them have your credit card on it, some of them don't.
Some are crossed off. Yeah,
yep.
Exactly. And then I went back and checked today, and I said, what's this other one? And realized that's a much easier, much simpler way to fill out the form. Because I think when we did the last episode, I was going to send them in. But I hadn't actually done the work of filling anything out yet. But it was going to be these batch of books. And then I didn't send 2 of them because if I was doing the form that I had to fill out myself through the PDF files, they would have to go under a different printout because they're older.
Which means it's a
different grading process.
A different pay tier,
yeah,
pay scale, I guess.
Yep.
So you gotta pay. If they're worth more, gotta pay a little extra.
Yeah.
So
then
2 books were eliminated.
Well, once I was doing the online version that was way simpler, I just forgot to add those in because they were separated from the other batch that were modern.
Those will be for next time.
Yeah, so same, because you could just throw those in with the same order on the simple version.
Right.
Yeah. But the box came on Saturday.
Supposed to be on Friday.
The tracking told me it'd be on Friday.
We were prepped to record on Friday.
And then I wasn't here.
And then we got a little screwed. And then Saturday, you also should have had them, but we were busy doing Terrificon.
We were at the convention when I saw them show up at my door.
And because the box is potentially worth a little bit of dollars,
it is registered mail.
You got to sign for it.
Yep.
You got to sign for it. So
I had to wait until Monday to come pick it up.
Yep. Luckily, you're on vacation. You were a very patient man because it is Monday night. I had to work, so you had to wait for me.
Mm-hmm.
You could have opened it. You could have checked the grade. Did you cheat? You didn't cheat.
Okay, here's what happens.
Oh, God.
I was checking online because you can look at the website and look at your order and look at your batch. And each batch is going to have a different like sequence of numbers, an invoice number or whatever. And I was watching that to see when they received, when they were verified, when they were graded, when they were
shipped,
quality control checked, and then shipped. And then they gave me a tracking number, and then I was watching the tracking. And for the whole time, when I would look at the status, I would check the next, the invoice number.
Mm-hmm.
And all the books were still there, but then they were all just NA, because none of them, the information wasn't entered yet. So when they were finally shipped, I was like, what does it look like? Did they fill it in yet? I was just curious.
Right.
So I opened the page, held like a piece of paper up to my screen, and covered up that one half of the screen and scrolled down to like an inconsequential book where I wouldn't mind knowing what it was.
Right.
And that's the only one that I peeked at.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Because it adds, the first time I got a book graded, when I sent in my Blackest Night Flash #1 variant that my girlfriend at the time got me, because that's what I did. I've made some CGC mistakes. I have regrets.
Siege of Stakes.
And I peeked at the grade and I was like, oh, great, that's awesome. And then when I got it, it was like, cool. And then other times when you wait for it, it's like, what is it going to be? And it can either be really disappointing,
right,
or it can be great.
Yeah. Before we started, you were asking me. I said I had this feeling of it'll be great if they're good, but I'm leaving myself some pessimism to not be let down if they're already.
You're
if they're not good.
prepping for the worst,
My disappointment is ready.
hoping for the best.
This way it won't crush me. It's like when we bought when I bought the blind box
Right.
from Image, and Here's Negan happened to be in there.
Which also is in the box you're holding
It's
now.
in the box right now.
What?
13 books, graded slabbed, came back 17 pounds. And I was saying, like, so that's each slab is about a pound, which leaves 4 pounds left for the box and the packing. And Jared was like, yo, but that box is heavy duty.
It is. CGC, they don't mess around with their shit because, like, they know not only are people going to be concerned. That's a razor.
It's my box cutter.
That's your box cutter. Excuse me.
It's okay.
We're experimenting in ASMR apparently today.
If I cut myself, you could laugh.
Oh, that's good stuff. Now do some wet mouth sounds.
No one wants to hear that.
That'll get. You'd be surprised, man. Oh yeah. Yep. See, it's heavy duty, and again, being an audio show, we're doing something completely visual. We're expanding into new territory here. Groundbreaking. I imagine there'll be more audio unboxings in the future. People don't want to see it; they want to hear it. Ooh, the box is open. So, a while back, you can go take a listen to 328. You had some like I'd expect to get this. I'm hoping for this. Couple predictions here and there. We don't remember what they were. Are they face up?
They're stacked. It's like
But so you can see the grid on the top.
the very top.
Yeah.
They're all right there on the top.
Yep.
So I opened it and then immediately put it back.
Right. This is gonna be tough.
Can I get them out one at a time?
So, going into the first, you said what? 13 books?
Yes.
I see the grid on that one.
I'm gonna turn it so it's facing.
I just saw it. That looks like a thick holder too.
Funny thing, this is the one that I looked at.
Oh, that's neat. So we're looking at Days of Future Past right now.
Yep, this is Wolverine getting
Blasted.
obliterated by a Sentinel.
Yep.
The X-Men 142 came back as an 8.0. These are new cases than either of us have.
I heard there are new cases. I heard the new cases are also prone to the rings. Or not prone to the rings, but like they still happen, I think. There's a name for them. They look like oil spots, but it's because the inside holder is touching the outside of the case.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the inside, like they're touching. It has nothing, there's no moisture in your book or whatever, from what I hear.
It's very clear.
It's good. It's a good clear case.
But like this back here, this indent on the back of the label, that's new.
Do you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
That is new. Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a while. It is hot. Like, whether you like graded books or not, it is pretty sexy. Look at that white. It even says white pages on the back.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say white pages on the front. It says white pages on the back. It used to say, like...
Right there.
Yeah, right under the...
I wonder if that's a new format or not.
Yeah. The spoilers, but we have the deaths of alternate future Wolverine, Storm, and Colossus Sentinels. Look, this is a separate sentence. There's Sentinels, Robert Kelly and Brotherhood of Evil Mutants appearance. Who the hell's Robert Kelly?
Senator Kelly?
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's really annoying in the TV show. Because he talks like this. Wasn't that him? I think that was him.
Yes.
Or am I thinking of Norman Osborn from the Spider-Man show?
Don't confuse Senator Kelly with Graydon Creed.
I could be.
Because Graydon Creed is when it turns out to be Sabretooth and Mystique's son.
What?
Who's not a filthy mutie. But he's the one that like made mutie like a swear word. Because watching the show as a kid and seeing him going, mutie, it's like, wow, that sounds terrible.
Yeah. Yep. I want to punch him.
I just put it back in the bag. Because...
Yeah, I keep the ones that I've gotten. They're all still in their bags. The only one that does not have a bag is the ones that I've that have been purchased through other people who got theirs graded.
So there's these good like cardboard spacers, and then there's some bubble wrap, and then there's all the comics all stacked together. What do we have here? I don't know how I feel about this one.
Oh dear.
It's my Secret Wars 8,
Okay, so first appearance of
the black suit.
Black Suit.
Supposed first appearance.
Supposed first appearance. Continuity-wise, first appearance.
Came back in 8.5.
That's pretty good. That's an old book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like when I was a child.
Did you access
84.
Did you access the grader notes at all?
No, not yet.
Are they free now? Because they used to cost money. I can't remember. I thought I heard CGC doesn't charge anymore. I could be wrong.
Is that to get them accessible on the website?
Maybe. Let's take a peek.
You might have to tell them, from some of the groups that I've seen here and there, you might have to tell them you want notes ahead of time, because they might not make them unless you request them.
I don't know. So we got an 8.5. The secret. It's a very commonly graded issue. A lot of people. That's one that I happen to own.
A lot of people call it the Grail.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you should have better.
Like I walked into my comic shop and they had like 4 of them, and I picked the one that I liked best.
You should have better expectations for your Grails.
But hey, to each his own.
Okay. There's some consistency here.
Okay.
Because it's the other first appearance of the black suit.
Right. Which again is a lot of people's grail.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do not own this one.
Also an 8.5.
With the classic homage to the Steve Ditko cover.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it ties in with, yeah.
So when do we crack out both of those out of the cases to compare legitimacy of the dual 8.5s?
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. We'll figure that out. We'll probably film that.
My Amazing Spider-Man 300, also an 8.0.
That's the first appearance of Venom.
Yes. So far, no 9s.
But still, for books this age, and you got most of these like at flea markets and stuff,
These
right?
have been, yeah.
So
not many of these have been like preserved in someone's collection.
Right.
Like, yeah, I had to get them the rough way.
Yeah.
I think maybe 1 or 2 out of what I have in here is like straight from a store.
Right.
Or from someone's collection. The Deadpool #1 is an 8.
8.0, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So this one wasn't for me. This is for a friend of mine. Because he'll have a purge once in a while because he gets a lot of stuff.
Yep.
And then I'll be like, here, sell this for
I
me.
need to get rid of this.
Yeah. And this was one of them. And he gave me this like 2 or 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I checked it out and I was like, well, it's Deadpool's first ongoing series.
Does it say that on the label? Does it specify? That's my favorite part of CGC and stuff is when you see sometimes they'll throw in stuff that you didn't know. Or like random little factoids.
No.
About what might make it
It is the first
noteworthy.
appearance of T-Ray and Blind Al.
See, did you know that?
No.
I didn't know that.
I don't even know who Blind Al or T-Ray is.
But they felt it prudent enough to put on the label.
Yeah. He's had miniseries before this. The plan was that I could get this one great. So the thing is, like, since it's been through our friend's hands, he's not really a preserver or
Right.
a collector.
He's an old school guy.
Yeah.
He's roll it up,
It's
put it in
to
your
read.
pocket.
Yeah, it might have come to me with some damage already, but I think it was worth the chance,
Mhm.
especially with he's got 2 movies already.
Yep. Stock's only going up on Deadpool, apparently.
Yeah. I kind of hope I get at least 1 9 in here.
I feel like you are.
There it is.
There it is.
The other Days of Future Past.
there
Wolverine getting
was 2.
obliterated. It's a 9.2.
Other one was 8.5.
Yeah.
This one's a 9.2. So when we crack these open, we can compare and see what the difference.
You keep saying this crack them open thing.
That's what you do, right?
And,
It's so you can learn how to grade.
I don't think I would agree with that.
We got another Days of Future Past.
This one's a 9.0.
The other issue. The classic cover.
With Wolverine in front of Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
And all the slain X-Men poster behind him.
Vintage.
I do like all the new versions of that. All the homages
Surprisingly,
that I see.
I have never read or owned either of those issues.
I've got a couple.
No.
You can borrow these ones. You can't open them, though.
I struggle with older books, man.
Yeah.
Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Is it like how the thing with Secret Wars, how only 3 sentences end in a period? Because
Right.
the rest are exclamation
They're
points.
all exclamation points.
Stuff like that. So 9.0 on X-Men 141. Ooh, this one just says X-Men. 142 says Uncanny X-Men.
What? Interesting.
Was that the switch? I'm gonna check
No.
out.
Now we have to research. So this one says
142 says Uncanny X-Men.
right.
141 just says X-Men.
Hmm.
But it says Uncanny on the cover of the book.
Interesting. Sounds like we need to crack them out
Is this going to be
and
recurring?
figure out.
Is this going to be a recurring game?
Well, it's not like you've invested like hundreds of dollars in these or anything. Is that your Walking Dead?
The Walking Dead number 50 with the variant cover with superhero Rick and supervillain Negan. No, Governor. Sorry. 9.2.
Do you think CGC is? I feel like. I wonder if they're getting more strict with their grades.
On the back, it says it's a variant cover. Oh, it says on the front, too. And wraparound. I don't know. Because I just assume I don't know how to grade as well as they do.
True. I mean, it is their job.
Like, nothing's going to come back, and I'm going to be the type of person who goes, no way, this should have been a 10-0.
Because the fact that this came down meant that two people at least agreed upon that grade.
Mm-hmm.
Because one person grades it, they do like a double blind or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then another person grades it without seeing their colleague's grade, and then they compare, and if they're similar, then cool, that's the grade. But if they differ, then it's like, okay, let's revisit, let's take a look at this.
Their quality check.
Yeah. From what I understand, back in the day, you could see like the whole process on their website.
Then they fight over it,
Exactly.
like
Yep.
in a gladiator arena.
Yes. Yep. Looks like early Walking Dead from
It
the back
is.
cover. Is that number 2?
Number 3.
Number 3.
8.5.
8.5.
This one I'm a little disappointed on.
Yeah.
I was hoping for better than 9.
I wonder what we may have to see if those grader notes are available
Yeah?
to see what exactly, because I remember I saw a lot of these books. I wasn't really up in their junk, but I feel like that one was in really good shape. Oh, we're doing the ASMR again. That's the classic
The tappy tap.
tapping. Yep. And just do that for another 40 minutes.
If we look at the grader notes
Hundreds of
and
thousands of
see if it's
views.
something we could fix, then we'll just resubmit it.
Exactly. Maybe do some pressing.
We'll do what with it? Crack it out.
We'll crack it out, yeah, and then we'll press it, steam it.
We haven't gotten Hellboy yet.
Which one? Which one's that?
His first
Did you
appearance.
send in? Well, his first appearance was in that
No,
Mad
it
magazine,
wasn't.
right?
No.
Wasn't it? Or whatever it was.
This is San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah. According to the internet.
Oh, I'm sad about this one.
Wonder Woman on the back. What is this? Oh, is that your variant cover?
Yeah, this is the Battle for the Cowl.
Your hyper rare variant.
Super rare. The Retailer Incentive Edition. Only at the Retailer Summit. Promo issue sketch cover. The Batman Battle for the Cowl #1 in 8.5. This came out of like a bulk collection that we drove to a different town. You came with me. You brought your bat. And I paid like $300 and got like 6 boxes of comics.
Oh wow, that was that.
That.
I
Yeah.
don't remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a while ago.
Then it's like, what's this? I don't know. Can't find it on. It's not currently listed on eBay.
We'll check those grader notes. 3 left. We're blazing through these.
Through 10.
Then we're gonna have some nice reactions,
So far, a lot of my reactions have
some
been,
discussions.
huh?
Yeah. The highest so far has been what, a 9.2.
Yeah.
This is first Hellboy.
Here's a 9.4.
9.4. That's next
Next
Men.
Men number 21.
The second appearance of Hellboy.
First full color appearance of Hellboy.
Oh, they clarify it.
Yeah,
They
it says full cover now.
full color or full
Full color.
color.
Sorry.
Okay.
John Byrne and Mike Mignola.
Do you already have that one graded?
Good question. I don't think so. No.
Because I know you have a couple copies of that.
This is the one that I bought at a flea market for $1.
I feel like the return's probably going to be there.
I hope so. The one that I bought from
Well,
a dealer.
you just need to sell it for more than $1 and like what, $17 for the grading?
18. Because if you with the membership that I got, you get 20% off
Right.
of the grading cost. So if it's normally like $20 per book, I paid $18 per book.
So you're invested $19 into that book.
Yeah, yeah. I should just swing that for
Sell it for
9
$20. You're in the green.
Profit of $2.
You could even crack it out. Sell it raw. Say it's a 9.8. Ooh, here's Negan. This is the big one.
There it is.
That's a 9.8.
I'm happy
That's
with that.
Pretty much as good as you can get.
Oh, that's what I want. Now I'm happy boy.
That's a happy boy. That's how I talk to my dog, by the way. What's the flavor text on that one?
Randomly included in Image Comics 25th Anniversary Blind Box Set. Kirkman's story, Charlie Adler cover and art. Image Skybound for 2017. Walking Dead Here's Diggin' preview. Number, no number.
Yeah.
# NN.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's pretty great. That was sitting in a box,
Mm-hmm.
in a poly bag, and that box probably got thrown around,
Possibly.
like
Yeah.
making its way to destination.
And for the amount of random inserts, I don't know if they had machines doing that or just people walking around with a stack just putting them in boxes.
Right.
So it made it through that process.
So that thing came back virtually perfect.
Yep.
That's pretty great, because to get a 9, I don't think between the two of us, I don't think either of us owns a 9.9 or a 10.
No.
I definitely don't.
I don't think I do. I know I don't have a 10. I'm pretty sure I don't have a 9.9. Yeah. I have sent stuff in to come back 9.8 before.
Right.
This, you know what? This might make up for the rest of my. Oh,
that's kind of a bummer. I mean, with that we go way back. There's a video
yeah.
of Alex opening that. We can see the entire life cycle. We'll record you cracking it out, and then we'll record you.
Well, I haven't actually read it, so yeah, I should read it at some point.
You haven't read it?
No.
I did. Did I read your copy?
You did.
I did read your.
You read a lot of it.
I even read that, and it still came back 9.8.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes to show, if you ever need me to handle your comics, I'm a gentle man.
Well, we'll see.
I could probably crack that out and keep it at 9.8.
Okay, there's one left. I'm not sure I remember what it is.
I feel like you sent in some. No, your old books weren't taken out, or were taken out.
So yeah, my Spider-Man with Craven in it wasn't sent.
Right.
And I think it might have been a Flash or something that wasn't sent.
Right. I can't remember. It was a while ago. What do we got? Back of it looks old. Oh, the invoice is in the way.
The origin and first appearance of Spider-Woman.
Did I know you sent that in? Show me. Can I see the cover? I don't think I remember you sent that in. 8.5. That's pretty good. Is that the
Also an
oldest book?
8.5.
Is that the oldest book in the bunch?
This is a 77.
I believe it is.
And some of the X-Men's were like 83, 84.
Yeah.
What were some of those Spider-Mans?
The Spider-Mans?
Like the Secret Wars?
Secret Wars, that was in the 80s.
That was 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this would be the oldest of this batch.
And that came back 8.5.
Yeah.
Not bad for being 40 years old.
This was the best quality one I have, because I have like 5.
Of course.
Because
Naturally.
it's the kind of one that it's not a primary title. The title is Marvel Spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
So no one preserved those.
Right. They didn't think it was going to be.
Yeah, no one like actually kept these for prosperity, and even then, like no one cared who Spider-Man was until Bendis started putting her into stories.
Spider-Woman.
Did I say Spider-Girl?
You kind of
I mumbled it.
merged into one word. It's not like you said Spider-Man. I was like, people cared about Spider-Man, Alex.
Spider-Woman. Yeah, and so like no one preserved those issues either. So out of like the 5 that I have, one's completely water damaged and one's kind of torn up. And this was the best one, which is only an 8.5.
Only. I feel like that's pretty good.
But like I've never paid like collector price for any of the first Spider-Womans, which I guess is good. They've all been like box finds or flea market finds.
Right. Now of those, would you say 13?
Yeah.
I'll ask that off air. Never mind. That's a personal question.
Okay. How personally attached am I to them?
I was gonna.
Have they seen me change or go to? Have I brought them into the bathroom when I poop?
How many of them are for keepsies or for personal collection?
Oh, 2 definitely are not.
I thought you were gonna say like 2 definitely are. But
Let's
overall, nothing. The lowest grade was a 8. I already forgot. 6.5.
8. 8 was the
8?
lowest. Yeah.
I mean, you were pretty.
At least I didn't send anything like worse than that.
You were pretty on with your expectation. For the most part. Because keep in mind, while anything above a 9 can be in a decimal, like 9.2, 9.4, 9.6, 9.8, 10, and even 9.9 and 10.
Yeah.
Anything below that is
It's
in
just
5s.
Yeah.
So once you get to 9, it goes 8.5, 8, 7.5, 7, and so on and so forth, down to 0.5. So it's not like, essentially like the difference between an 8 and an 8.5 is what, like 4 Ooh, that's a heavy thud. You're breaking all the rules of audio engineering today.
IR.
I mean, so are we. We're doing an unboxing on an audio program.
Well, I'll take some pictures and throw those up once the episode goes up.
Yeah, a little bit later. So overall, kind of
Look at the stack.
some mild disappointment
I think I just increased my collection by a third.
of what your graded stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff on the table right there is about my collection times 3. I don't own many graded books because money,
Yeah, right.
But-
yeah.
and even the most valuable one that I have was a gift. I didn't even get it myself.
My first one, my very first, I think I bought it already graded, and that was a Conan issue.
Of course.
And it was just like a random issue where nothing really happens in it.
Do you still have it?
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's
do.
what's up. Now, are you happy with your decision to go CGC? Because I know there was a big debate. We were going back and forth trying to decide what was better between CGC, CBCS.
Like 2 years ago, I would have gone CBCS.
And then there were hurricanes.
Yeah, there was hurricanes and flooding, and then they moved their location. And it was a matter of being able to watch some of the groups that are like on Facebook or through Reddit and whatever,
Right.
and see people saying what their experiences is and what their wait time is like and what the quality's been. And so, like, a couple of years ago, there was a bit of a quality fight between CGC and CBCS, where someone was like, well, these cases are clearer, and these ones shift, and these ones do that, and these one. And then, like, one company would improve theirs. Someone revealed there was a way to tamper with the labels,
Right. Right.
and they fixed that, how that was going to happen. But it came down to, like, a lot of that stuff went away between the tampering and the case quality. And then it was down to wait times, whereas like no one was still complaining about CGC's wait times. Most people were pretty okay with what it's been, because I mailed mine in. I didn't do it like straight from a convention because I have other stuff to do at conventions.
Right. Right.
I'd rather just do it away from that and keep them separate.
Just buy the signature series, let someone else do the legwork. That's what I did with the one signature series book that I have from CGC. I just bought it off eBay.
Which one's that?
It's the one of the first Choose San Diego variants with the
Okay.
glow in the dark cover.
Mm-hmm.
I got that one. It's signed by John and Rob,
Mm-hmm.
and I got it for like $50 on eBay, graded 9.8. I'll take it. It's not bad.
I got an Ultimate Spider-Man that's signed by the artist with signature series.
Bagley?
No, like they were like they live in Spain or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they were tough to get. And then the other one, I don't remember how I got it, but I got it like with a few others. I think I got like 4 books at once: 2 Supermans, an Ultimate X-Men, and a Teen Titans, and because they were all Mike Turner.
Right.
And the Teen Titans was signature series, Mike Turner.
No big deal.
And I've already sold the Superman ones, but I've kept the Ultimate X-Men one. And I held on to that because maybe someday that'll be up in price, because Mike's not going to sign any more of those.
Right.
What was your question? So it came down to wait times.
Yeah.
Because having seen people on the CBCS forums and Facebook page complaining about how like they've had their books for 6 months, they've had it for 7 months.
It's a little concerning.
They can't contact anyone. At first, I was like, guys, calm down. They just, lost power for 5 days due to the hurricane.
A lot more people lost a lot more than that.
Relax. Your books will be okay. You can chill out. They have to make sure they're alive first.
Yeah, your pieces of paper are a little less important than other people's.
When employees are told to flee the state,
Yep.
because it'll be safer, you'll be okay. But that was over a year ago.
Yep.
And they've also moved, and it was a matter of like, well, they didn't prepare as well for the move, and they're still accepting so many submissions, and they're still appearing at so many conventions and accepting even more submissions. And like, at what point is their fast turnaround still actually fast?
Right.
But when I submitted, the thing said 4 to 6 weeks, and we're at 6 weeks pretty much.
It doesn't get much more accurate than that. That's the
Yeah.
stupidest thing I've ever said in my life. But because at first it felt like it wasn't moving at all,
Mm-hmm.
and then out of nowhere it was, oh hey, they're here.
Yeah, like watching them get received and then just waiting for them to transfer from received to like
Yeah,
pre-approval or grading and whatever. Where am I going to put these?
yeah. You have a lot of graded comics in front of you.
I'm trying to split them up.
Now, have you started to think about your next batch
There's definitely 2.
that were supposed to be in this one?
Yeah. But then, like, I found some more that were in a different box in a different spot
Mm-hmm.
that are viable.
Some
Bonk.
potentials.
I'm hitting everything with this stuff while I'm moving, and the bag's crinkling.
You're like the guy with the limes. Why can't I hold all these limes? It's got all these graded comics everywhere. What would you say is the biggest disappointment in the pile?
I think it might be The Walking Dead 3.
Right.
I'm holding it right now.
That was an 8.5?
Yeah. Because that's like one of the newerest ones.
Right. Newerest meaning 2004,
Yeah.
which is still 14 years old.
Okay, so at the moment, I want to keep Walking Dead 50. For its,
That one's for you.
yeah. Because that was the fun revelation. That happened in an Invincible issue, didn't it?
In like the back of
In
it
the
or
back
something
of
like
Invincible?
that? Yeah.
Where Rick wakes up and he's got a robotic hand and
Yeah.
everything. And then they made it into the variant cover. So I want to keep that.
Did Otley draw it? Does it say who drew the cover on there? Should say on the top. Like on the label. Should say the cover by.
Oh yeah, Eric Larson and Ryan Otley cover.
Nailed it.
So they both did it? It was some pretty
I mean,
big fists.
They're the king of fists. So, kings of fists.
Except for the governor, he's got a claw.
It's probably a huge claw, though.
Yeah, because I was looking at a signature. I see Ryan's signature. I see Cliff's signature. And I was like, who's that? Makes sense. That's Eric Larson. Yeah.
So that one's for keepsies.
That one's to keep. I think I'm going to keep Hellboy with his first appearance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
What about the second appearance you have right there?
that is the first appearance.
I'm funny.
I have other graded Days of Future Past books.
Right.
And I'm going to see, I have to remind myself what those are graded at.
Keep the highest.
And I'm going to keep the highest.
Yep.
And then I'll
Makes
get rid
sense.
of the lower resist. But I'm going to look to sell the Deadpool. By the way, I'm sorry for listeners. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to sell them at. Just because that's not why we do this podcast.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, homeboy's got to eat.
Yeah. If you want to buy it from me, I'm sorry. But that's a decision I made a long time ago that I'm not going to promote my other stuff on here. So Deadpool's going, since Spider-Man 300 is so low, I think I'll just get rid of him.
Kind of bummed with that one.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it in the trash, honestly.
Just crack it out.
Would it be worth more unslabbed?
We can take a look. See what the
We'll review.
see what the trades are saying.
If we were professional, I would have had that website open already.
Well, we're not.
I could sell them as a set.
It's true. That might
This other one.
you get
the
some
3 of 'em?
get some grails going.
If I sold Secret Wars 8 and Amazing Spider-Man 252 and Amazing 300, and I just put them together as one set.
Those on the
All
comic book collecting subreddit that I follow, you'll see those 3 books pop up 4 or 5 times a week. Just
And
picked up my grails,
And they're an 8, A5, and A5.
which are decent grades for books made 40 years ago, 30 years ago,
Yeah.
80 something.
I was 3.
Right. I was like -1.
That's not too bad. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that's 84, and 88.
Also, I was 2 when 300 came out.
I was 7.
That young whippersnapper up and coming, Todd McFarlane. Who's this guy?
Definitely dumping Battle for the Cowl,
That's a bummer, man.
and then here's Negan. Hopefully, like the rarity of it,
Well,
because I rarely see many others that exist.
right.
And if I checked because you can check the CDC website to see how many other things have been graded and what those grades are.
I'm well aware of that
I think like only.
because I haven't checked it in a while.
Uh-huh.
But last I knew, I'm still the only person with the Maddox best comic in the universe graded
Mm-hmm.
at a 9.6, I believe. No, 9.4. It's in the nines. That's all I know.
The corner was kind of something, right?
I actually bought a second one.
Oh, really?
Because the original one that I got back when he first released it
Mhm.
years ago, I'd read it. I didn't care about comics at the time. I just wanted it because I thought Maddox was funny and, was misguided teenager. And then when I decided, I was like, oh, hey, I have the CGC membership. And, like, I emailed CGC. I was like, hey, would you guys grade this? And they're like, as long as it fits in one of our holders.
Mm-hmm.
So I ordered a new one
Mm-hmm.
in hopes of getting a more fresh copy.
Yeah.
And I sent that one in. I've also sent in a magazine
Mm.
because they, at least at the time, I don't know if they've expanded. They accepted Sports Illustrated and Playboy, so you could get those graded. So I sent in my Sports Illustrated Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit issue,
Mm-hmm.
with Jeter hitting number 3, which of course in typical Jeter fashion he hit it on a home run because that's what he did.
I wonder if they've expanded that too.
It would make sense.
There's a lot of Savage Sword Conans that people might want graded.
Right? And those are
Not-
magazines, yeah?
Yeah, they're magazine sized. It's a different size than comic books.
I wonder if they count them as a magazine or a comic.
Yeah,
Like,
they won't fit in a comic case.
because there's a lot of comics that are just magazine size.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But I'm not sure if there's much demand or value in Conan issues.
right. Or even magazines in general.
It's not like he has a Death of issue.
The what?
Death of issue.
Right, right.
It's only one first appearance.
Yep. Yep.
I believe I only saw about 30 of that Battle for the Cowl,
Mhm.
the retailer Summit exclusive.
Damn. Do you know what the rarity of the variant is? Like
No.
a 1 in something?
No,
What a Comics Price Guide typically says.
it's tough to even find that on there.
Right, right. I'm going to try and do some hunting while we vamp.
Let's see what's.
So it's pretty safe to say the Here's Negan is the highlight.
Yeah.
That one made you the happy boy.
Hopefully that one would end up paying off the rest of them getting graded.
Have you checked the where that's trending at these days?
Funny thing, a high grade on that is currently about the same as when it first came out unslabbed.
Interesting.
Yeah, it did not skyrocket because everyone's like got theirs graded.
True. I mean, it was the book. You pulled that like,
Oh, it says shipped safe.
oh, good, it's safe.
Okay, let's see. I clicked on grader notes. Light bends to cover, light spine stress lines to cover.
On what?
On Walking Dead number 3.
Stress spine. That's all they had for grader notes,
Light bends to cover, light spine stress lines.
and
to cover.
that was enough to bring it down all the way to an 8.5.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't see them. So they wrong.
They said I was on the spine. I wonder if that's like my.
I wonder if it's this here,
Yeah.
like there at the staple. It's kind of wonky.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Take a look.
This is very listen to us look at comics.
Yeah, it's similar to. This is why I won't send in one of my books. Yeah, you can see like all the. There's like a dent there. Again, very visual.
I was expecting those, to be honest.
Right, right.
Where'd this other one go?
Apparently, spine dents are weighted pretty heavily.
They're important. Clang, clang.
The Memphis Retailer Summit Sketch Edition,
Yeah.
Comics Price Guide, according to this. Again, it doesn't mean anything because it has to be what it's selling at. What's it graded at?
It's here somewhere. 8.5.
There's just holders clinking and clacking everywhere. Comics Price Guide. I don't know if you want to know.
It's pretty low. Is it less than it worth getting graded for?
According to Comics Price Guide,
Yeah.
an 8.5 of Battle for the Cowl Memphis Retailer Summit Sketch Edition
Uh-huh.
is worth $17.60.
Okay.
According to this,
Yeah.
which is also the same value as the raw value. If you had it graded a 10.0 Gem Mint, it would be worth $800. A 9.8 would be $112. Hey man, it's no Batman and Robin #1. Because I'm an idiot. Do you have Green Hornet #1 graded? Do you have Nemesis #1? I have all of those. Because I'm an idiot. Where's what?
Ooh, the census. That's what I want, right?
The CGC census? Yeah, that's where you can see Also, I'm super jealous about your grader notes. They just have. I wonder if you can access old grader notes for previously graded books
Probably.
that you couldn't access before. Because I still have like my login info for CGC. I just don't have a paid membership anymore, which is probably kind of a big deal. What are we looking at? What you looking for?
I'm looking up the Battlefield Cal. Number 1.
The census.
Yeah.
So the census is where you can see how many graded versions of the book exist. You can see how many of each grade exist. So you can see like, 30 people have a 9.8 and 20 people have a 9.6.
Okay. So 79 have been graded of this. 48 of them got a 9.8 and 4 got a 9.0. The lowest grade is an 8.0.
So you don't have the
So
lowest
I'm
grade.
not the lowest
Yep.
grade.
It does. I will say it doesn't say.
There's only one at 8.5.
It doesn't, and you can actually compare the serial number too, so you can see it's yours.
Wait.
What?
Mine's not logged in yet.
Yeah, that might be another thing.
Because the only one that's in there is a signature series.
Comics Price Guide doesn't specify what it's limited to. Like there's a retailer incentive cover.
So none others have been sold. How do they go? How do they judge that price? That's what I'm getting at.
True.
Am I? Did you turn me down because I'm yelling?
A little bit. But like the retailer incentive cover, just the regular one for Battle for the Cal number 1, it says limited to 1 in 10. You know, it's a 1 in 10 variant.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it just says Memphis Retailer Summit Sketch Edition. It doesn't say if it's like a limited variant or anything like that.
Yeah. Let's go back to my Gueda notes.
Your Gueda notes.
The Walking Dead 50, light bends to cover, light spine stress lines on cover, small multiple scratch left center of front cover. So they could see scratches
Huh.
on here somewhere. Left center. Oh, nope, that's the bag.
Scratches on a comic book. That's not something that I would expect to...
Is that it on the claw?
Let me take...
Or is- or is
How
that
does it
the art?
define the scratches?
Small multiple scratch left center of front cover. If you look at Governor's claw hand,
I can't tell if that's like a highlight.
I can't tell if that's art or actually
It looks like
scratched.
it could be a scratch. Some
Oh.
scritches.
I didn't see it.
God, look at the size of these fists.
Walking Dead Here's Negan. No greater notes. Nothing.
It was probably just like...
Because it's so perfect.
Yeah. The
Not
notes
like-
weren't worth putting down.
Let's see. My Next Men, the first appearance of Hellboy. You want to correct me every time, don't you?
I'm here to have a good time, man.
Light spine stress lines to cover, small bend, top of back cover. Small bend.
This one's a 9.4.
Yeah.
So it must not be that significant because, I mean, 9.4 is still a pretty good grade. He's hunting for it. He's putting it in the light.
I don't
Real quality shit.
see it.
Must not exist then. Send it back. Crack it out. Do some ASMR. Send it back.
What else we got? What's Battle for the Cowls say? Light spine stress lines to cover, small crease, top left back of cover, small crunch, top of spine.
Crunch. That is an adjective that I don't want to hear associated with comics.
You know what? They're right. There's a crunch up there.
So I imagine the spine took a hit.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
I was hoping that wouldn't be worth that much.
You know what? You know what the word
I-
crunch makes me think of?
Cereal?
Titanic. I'm just like, oh, this book just got Titanicked. It got crunched. Oh yeah, when you look at it from the back,
Oh, really?
Alex, come on, man, you're slipping.
I was
just kidding.
hoping.
I sent in Batman and Robin number 1.
I was hoping that would like set it down.
Right,
like
right.
a 0.2 points.
Or it'll get flattened out.
Not like an entire point, an entire grade.
Crunch.
I'm
That's a
not
good
too
one.
surprised about Deadpool, to be honest.
Right.
Light spine stress lines to cover, medium multiple crease center of front cover. Because that one got handled
Right, right.
by people who were not preserving it.
Got handled and read and loved.
Large light indent, left
Has some
bottom
light
of
lard.
front cut. This is Marvel Spotlight right here. With,
That's your Spider-Woman.
Spider-Woman. Large light indent, left bottom front of cover. Well, now it's all flat and nice.
An indent.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I opened up to look at the pages too, because you want to look at you think just looking at the cover and the spine is going to do it.
You got to check the bleed. You
but
got to check.
Someone might have wrote their name inside.
Which?
Who does that? Do you know the name of the guy that opens them?
He goes by his YouTube handle. I was actually watching his videos last night. He doesn't upload too much anymore. He goes by Cougar Comics. He's this guy who shows off a lot of his comic collection, shows off his buys. He also is kind of notorious for cracking his graded comics out of cases and comparing them and all that stuff. But there's one episode where he gets furious because he cracks open one of his books out of a CGC case to find that someone had written their name in it. And it wasn't indicated in the grader notes. It wasn't indicated like on the label, that comes with the graded comic.
Mm-hmm.
There was no indication of it. So unless he cracked it out, he would have never known.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a significant thing.
What was it originally? Do you recall?
What book it was?
No, what grade it was?
No, I don't. But he typically buys pretty high stuff.
It's open.
Yeah.
But that should have set it back at least.
That is ink in your book.
Yeah.
It
doesn't belong there.
If you had that on the cover, that brings it down significantly. So why is it not a thing on the inside? But
so both Amazing Spider-Mans, both light bends to cover, light spine stress lines to cover.
Kind of, there's a lot of typical ones, I guess.
Yeah.
The spines and stuff like that, which is probably the most fragile part of the book. At least there's no staple damage, staple replacements. Yeah.
So, but then we get to the Secret Wars. Finger bends right center of front cover.
What's a finger bend?
Medium bend left center of back cover.
A finger. The reason I don't think I can ever send in my Secret Wars 8 has insane bleed through on the back and front covers.
Oh yeah.
So when you open up the front to the first page, there's just because the cover's orange.
Yeah.
And a lot of that just bled through onto the first page over time.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing on the back of the book. It just...
I wonder what causes that.
Just
for it to
time
happen
and pressure.
For some to happen and then not others.
Right, yeah. I think that's why CGC puts the micro chamber paper in the first page and then sometimes the last page when they seal it up. But they also don't do it all the time. As Cougar Comics has found out, when he cracks his open, sometimes it's there's no paper in here, so that's cool.
Here, take this.
Yep. I'm looking for a finger bend.
Now, just look at the spine.
Yep.
And give it some angle glare. So it's where you would hold it and then bend it to flip the pages through.
I see there's some of that oil looking stuff here.
I didn't have any of those on grader notes.
Well, no, that's because it's caused by CGC.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But finger bend.
Yeah, if you were gonna read it, you're holding it by the spine.
Yeah.
And then you're just gonna flip the pages with a. Here,
I might be missing it.
with doing
on this side.
But you're bracing it on the spine side.
I guess this is why I'm not a grader.
You got to turn it sideways. Keep going. In the middle.
I'm sideways.
Middle.
Okay.
And now angle it so the light hits it a few times.
I'm trying. I think I maybe see it.
Okay.
It's got good staples though. That top staple is a little far down.
That's probably why it's only an 8.
In one episode of Cougar's videos, he cracks one out, finds out it's been restapled. They never indicated it. You can see the holes from the old staple.
Oh, really?
Where it should have been.
Huh.
And then there's a new staple like an inch down on the book. And there was no indication of being restapled. It's crazy stuff.
Some of these are light spine stress, small crease top, very light bends to cover for one of the X-Men. See, in here it's still just X-Men 141.
I wonder what the reason for that is. You should blast them on the internet.
So now with X-Men 142, I can't tell the difference between which is which.
Well, you can see they have serial numbers. You should be able to look it up by that.
Not on this page.
Oh.
Well, they're different. They're different grades.
I was gonna say look for one with more stuff. In theory, that'll be the lower grade.
The 8.0 Bend right top back of cover, light bends to cover, light spine stress lines to cover. So there's a bend on the top right and the back. And I don't see it.
It doesn't exist.
Was it this one? Yeah, it was the 8.0. Okay. I did see like a black smudge back there.
Right.
Because on the 9.0, small smudge left center of front cover.
Is that the only note?
No, it's also got a small bend left bottom and very light spine stress.
I was gonna say that seems like a lot to bring it down.
Well, so that was like at least 3 things. But that's the 9.0. So like if you look at the Magneto apprehended thing, like it's not as white.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Some dirty hands read that book.
Let's be real here. Would Magneto ever be apprehended?
You know, he might overexert himself.
Cyclops slain. How did he die?
They don't tell you.
What the fuck? What's the point?
When they just start finding graves, it doesn't always say.
True. This it's really easy to forget that Days of Future Past was 2 random issues.
Yeah,
in
just the 2.
In Uncanny X-Men.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey, now we're going to change comics forever with just these 2 issues here. I got this idea 2 issues later. Okay, it's done. Make a movie out of it 30 years later and disappoint a lot of people. Oh, yeah. That's just obnoxious.
What?
I think
What?
we've ranted long enough. So Graded Comics took about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Overall, not the most uplifting.
I can't imagine sending in like 40 or 50.
Yeah, that's a lot of stress. Even just remembering what you sent.
And these are books that like I agonized over for
Long time.
a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the good stuff box for easily 2 years. And those get shifted around and redecided on. And looking up and see if it was worth sending in, and then not sending it in, and then seeing what else I might send in, and then looking up that, and then putting that back in the box.
Stuff.
and then it gets less popular, so the price changes because it's not the hot thing anymore. For a minute, my 7 to Eternity was gonna get sent in.
7 to Eternity.
Exactly. It was a super hot Image title, independent.
Right.
Yep. But now that like they're on to their 3rd trade, it's just like, well. That's a thing. The fact that you don't even
I know the title. I just can't put an image to the book. No.
Yeah, it's because it's really weird stuff.
Right. Is that the Chris Burnham book with Grant Morrison?
I don't think it's Grant Morrison. No.
No, I'm thinking of a different one.
Time to ask Google.
I feel like I can see the cover, but I might be thinking of a different book.
It's a really weird, like skull face dude.
Right.
Rick Remender and Jerome Opeña. I read the first 2 trades, and there was a point where like it was kind of a side story, and the art changed, and I was like, oh,
that takes me out.
Oh no.
Sometimes, yeah, it can be brutal.
But that was just for like 2 issues, and then I came back to the original guy,
yeah.
And then I was happy again.
Maybe there's emergency. Who knows?
So that's what I want. Sometimes I mean, it's that or like just take time off from the book entirely for an indefinite amount of time.
For a year or more. Brutal.
After you just do Saga.
After you do that. Yep.
You know, I didn't realize that was him.
What?
I didn't ever think that the Will, his cloak also has a mask attachment.
Right.
Because then I wanted to go back and look at earlier images of him and see if like his cloak has that mask hanging off the back the entire time.
I think he's worn it before.
I don't remember ever seeing him have the hood up.
I mean, it's been years.
Yeah.
So.
Because he only started wearing it recently.
Right.
To do important stuff.
Right. Of course, like lose weight.
He lost so much weight.
He lost a lot of weight. He's doing good, you know.
I should go on his diet.
You should.
How do we? I have to find help
just
for
get
that.
horribly depressed and full of rage.
But also, someone has to capture me and torture me half to death
for a lot of time. Well, that was fun. I'm glad your stuff got back safe and sound.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't left in the rain,
right?
Like some other stuff that I had was left in the rain.
Yeah. I'm glad I feel like a proud uncle with Here's Negan.
A prunkle, yeah.
Prunkle. I've been there through like every step of the way. Hopefully, we'll see it flourish with a nice high eBay price. Not eBay. Craigslist. No, trying to keep them guessing.
I'll try to. I'll use that money to. Let's be honest. It's going to pay off another convention.
Yeah,
I was going to say I want to get some construction done on my house,
but New York's coming up,
but yeah, it was going to.
which my wife is going to.
Woo.
So excited! It's gonna be fun. Anyways, that was neat. Thanks for waiting. Your patience is unrivaled.
I try.
It's the second time in like 3 days I've made you wait because you had to stand around with me at.
You've watched me not open stuff for months.
It's frustrating. There's something right by my foot that's been there for months.
Well, now I have a place to put it too.
Yeah, it's very true.
'Cause I didn't have it
And you
before.
also saw mine, so.
Yeah.
But that was neat. Thanks for letting me be a part of that.
You're welcome.
If y'all get books, oh man, I went to say books graded and I combined it into a dangerous word. Luckily, I'm gonna go through and edit this video throughout the week, but just make sure I catch that one. If y'all get books graded, you can share your experiences with us. You ever find pen? You ever find a misstapled staple? Some replacements, some stuff that maybe should have been caught? Let us know.
There's one that I don't want to send in. It's an early Thor, and it's the double cover one.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the cover, you open it up, and there's the cover.
Oh, yeah. Because they might just say it's a defect and send it back.
Right. I think it's worth more being able to see both covers.
Right. Yep. Instead of like having it sealed up and be like, no, trust me, there's two.
Did you put that in the grader notes?
Probably. I wonder what they would do. Probably email them.
Like, yo, that's 2 covers you got to check to make sure they're both mint. That should make it a 20 out of 10.
Exactly. It
That's-
still comes back at 9.
That's how this works.
It's actually a 0.5. But that was fun.
I own a 0.5.
You do,
I'm
and
proud
it's a
of it.
pretty significant book too.
It is the first Juggernaut appearance.
The number 1 Juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
Juggernaut number 1.
Kane Marco.
I'm just kidding. It's giant size. Is that first Juggernaut?
No. Nope.
But you do own giant size,
I do.
right?
Not worth grading.
Yeah, but still, it's neat to have
It is.
because that's the first appearance of everyone.
A whole bunch of X's men's.
Everyone. But
They got to go deal with Krakoa.
obviously, But-
That's the sentient island monster.
yeah, duh. So that was fun.
I hope this was an entertaining episode.
Me too. Hopefully our vamping was cool over the sound of Alex's ASMR.
If you want me to cut more in cardboard with
Debut.
knives, I guess I could do that again.
It's
for
how you
some
make money
reason.
on the internet, apparently. Puts people like myself to sleep every night. But yeah, I guess that's gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look at Alex's graded stuff now, so you can all be jealous. So until next time, I've been JR.
I'm Alex.
And this has been I interrupted you, I'm a piece of shit. And this has been episode 336 of Opinions May Vary.